All right, how about true crime? You down?
My mod is saying Defunctland. What's that?
I don't know. What is Defunctland? Dude, these videos are actually like 20 years long. What is this? Holy!
We don't have to watch all of it. Oh my god, it's so big!
That's what she said.
Why do we?
All right.
Why? Can we pick one that's not super long? Maybe we watch just a tiny bit. I don't know.
I don't know.
History of Action Park.
The history of Action Park.
What is that? I don't know what that means, chat.
Oh, here, this one. They're saying to watch this video.
Okay, put it on. Let's see what we got. What we got.
I hope this is like really
New
creepy.
and improved and open once again.
Fantastic. Anna Gilligan is there this morning. Hello, Anna.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I think you're seeing some guys jump off the Tarzan jump.
Wait, that's so dangerous, bro. If you don't let go, you're gonna die.
At Action Park, it's been closed since 1996. They reopened it on June 14th. I'm here with the owner, Andrew Mulhaville. He's also the son of the man who founded it. Thanks for being here.
A guy got decapitated at this park.
Great. Okay, so this is the park where everyone effing dies. Got it. Jesus Christ, man. So basically, like, it looks like we're watching like a video about a theme park where everyone died. How do you feel? Sounds good?
Yeah, you know me. I like that.
Great to be here. Thanks
Me
for
too.
coming out. What a day we have. It's beautiful here
I
at
like
Action Park.
roses
So I
and
gotta
flowers.
ask you, because Action Park got a bit of a reputation.
The true story. American Horror Story's most dangerous water parks. Wait!
Oh.
The effing loop-de-loop of an action park? Dude, this is the most
Whoa.
dangerous ride ever. They had to install a door at the bottom of it because people got stuck. Yeah,
Why
the
would you
loop-
go to a
Some
park
people
and
got
die?
injured.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Negligence ensued.
Oh no.
Man
Oh,
drowned.
no.
Years ago, the world has changed. I mean, when my dad started the park, he was the guy inventing the rides and bringing inventors in.
Like, they
Now
literally,
it's
like, when you're in Code 1, like, if you don't let go, you will die. Like, they have to tell you that.
Everything's engineered.
I love Action Park because it's so beautiful.
Oh, so Defunctland is like all the effing theme parks that got closed down. Wait, this is kind of sick. Wait, I'm actually hyped for this chunk. Okay.
Yeah, I like this.
This is
my
good.
favorite. My
This is
favorite.
good. This is it.
Yeah.
All right, we found something. God, these look so dangerous. Bro, there's like people jump off of that. No way.
So can we do an audio check? Is
The year is
Filian sound okay with that?
1976. Gene Mulvihill, the head of entertainment company Great American Recreation, has added a new attraction to Vernon, New Jersey's Vernon Valley Ski Resort. 2 brand new Alpine slides were installed to keep business up in the off-season.
Okay.
An Alpine slide is a one-person cart ride, in which the rider rides down a hill on a smooth track. The
That
rider
doesn't
has a
seem that
brake
bad.
lever in between their legs, giving them complete control of their speed. The attraction had become popular for ski resorts in the late 70s, and Vernon Valley Ski Resort's Alpine slide was advertised as an attraction for all ages, claiming, "We've had grandfathers."
Yeah,
and
you
we've
could
had
actually just fall off of the sled and get run over.
kids of kindergarten
Yeah,
age
I
coming
imagine
down
that-
our
oops.
runs
Yeah,
alone.
or
This is
imagine
very
like an effing 7-year-old just taking her time and she gets run over by effing the Hulk Hogan, you know?
I also have a
Yeah.
picture showing a mother controlling the sled with an infant in her arms. It's that
Thanks,
easy.
Adidas.
After the success of the slide, Mulvihill went forward with his plans to expand the ski resort into a water park during the off-season. He added 2 water slides and a racetrack, and more slides, a softball field, a tennis court, and a swimming pool were added shortly thereafter. The Vernon Valley Summer Park was rebranded to Action Park, a thrilling amusement park where you control the action.
Wow.
More slides and rides were added, and they began their
So
big
here's the thing, right? An amusement park where you control what happens is the most dangerous thing possible. The civilians who are at the park should not be controlling how dangerous their experience is.
marketing push to draw audiences into their new water park.
I wish it could be that way, but it just can't.
There's no other park like it.
When it's hot out, this is a great place to spend the day with your family. Big things for little kids to do. I love Action Park because it's so beautiful.
God, in retrospect, these videos are so effing creepy.
It's wonderful. Race like a pro. It's great. These are the most
Holy
amazing rides in the
frick!
world. I love it here.
The park was revolutionary. Not only was it one of the first water parks of its kind in the United States, but it also marketed itself as the biggest. It was eventually home to 75
How's that
rides,
big?
40 of
Oh,
which were water
75.
slides.
Jesus
Action Park
Christ.
was split into 3 themed lands.
Landa, do you pee in the pool?
I used to when I was a kid.
What do you mean?
I used to when I
Used
was
to?
a kid. Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah. Oh, I did too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid. Yeah.
The first was... Motorworld consisted of 3 types of attractions: land, water, and air rides. On land was the popular battle action tanks. For an additional fee,
wait, that's kinda
guests could
sick.
ride inside tanks equipped with tennis ball cannons.
Okay.
The goal was to shoot the other tanks in the caged area on one of their targets, disabling their cannons for 15 seconds.
Oh.
Those that chose to ride the tanks were allotted 5 minutes to do so,
Wait, that's
and those
kinda
that did not
sick.
want to ride could pay to use the stationary cannon from the outside. Maintenance employees attempting to fix broken down tanks would be subject to fire from the rowdy guests, making the attraction a nightmare to work at. The other two land-based Motorworld attractions were
I'm
the
not gonna
Lola
lie, that one doesn't seem very dangerous and it seems really fun.
cars and the Super
Yeah, no, I
Go-Karts, both of which were kart race attractions. The Super Go-Karts were driven on a small loop. The karts themselves were designed to max out at 20 miles per hour, but the employees found that sticking a tennis ball in the governor device allowed the kart to go as fast as possible, with the new maximum speed being around 50 miles an hour.
What? What? How does sticking a tennis ball suddenly overclock your go-kart? How does that make any sense?
Head-on collisions frequently sent guests to the hospital, and the fumes from the engines overwhelmed riders at times. The Lolo cars were mini open cockpit race cars driven on a longer track, and they cost an additional charge to ride. Their maximum speed could
you
also
can easily just run over someone.
be tampered with by park employees. These were also used after hours by the workers, sometimes being taken off the track and driven on the nearby highway.
Okay.
There were two water rides in Motorworld. The super speedboats were driven in a small circle around an island in a pond that also had a large population of snakes in it. The guests would often attempt to bump nearby boats, as if they were on Motorworld's other water attraction, bumper boats. These were boats placed in a small pool and were designed to withstand guests crashing into one another.
Okay.
These were known to leak gasoline, which once required a guest to be examined after too much fuel leaked on their skin. The boats were also incredibly small, and riders with long legs had to position their feet off the side of the boat to fit. This led to injuries and bone fractures after collisions.
Yeah.
Finally, Motorworld had two airbase attractions.
This is so effed. This is so effed.
One was Space Shot, which was a typical drop tower ride and was one of the safest rides at the park, given it was only open for Action Park's last operating year. The second air ride was another upcharge attraction, Slingshot, which was also fairly safe. This ride was a common amusement park and carnival ride, in which guests were shot up on two bungee cords and flipped upside down as they flew through the air.
How is that
There's no doubt
safe?
that Motorworld had its dangerous attractions, but this is just the beginning of what Action Park has in store. Another section of the park was
The Alpine attractions?
Many non-water-based attractions were located in their own section of the park, sometimes labeled the Alpine Center. These included the aforementioned Alpine slides, as well as a bungee jump titled the Snapple Snap Up Whippersnapper Ride.
The what?
Originally having two jump stations and then later 4, guests could jump off the tower for an additional fee. A skate park also had a short run at Action Park. It was poorly designed, as it was surrounded by concrete and had uneven edges, which led to many injuries during its existence.
Makes sense.
Interestingly, Action Park also had an attraction entitled the Action Park Gladiator Challenge, partially based off of the popular American Gladiators TV show. This included obstacle courses and jousting
this actually was pretty fun.
matches against the Action Park Gladiators.
I would love to do that.
Finally,
Yo,
Action
that's
Park
sick.
had its own monorail called the Transmobile. This went to the Ski Lodge, the Alpine Center, and to Motorworld. So far, Action Park has proved to be dangerous, but where are the absolutely terrifying rides? Where are the rides that are so insane that their mere existence is unbelievable? Moreover, where are the water slides?
Where are the water slides?
This section
Why is it
put the
playing Rome
action in
Total War
Action Park.
music?
Waterworld had it all. It was home to the tidal wave pool, a 100 feet by 200 feet pool that could hold anywhere between 500 and 1,000 people. The pool's floor was slanted, and the further a guest went in it, the deeper it got. Waves went 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off, and they could reach a height of over 3 feet.
Is this actually dangerous?
Challenging for swimmers of all skill levels, as the pool was hard to read and the fresh water was more difficult to swim in than salt water. A dozen lifeguards were on duty at the pool, and they would have to save around 30 people on a busy day.
Yeah, I mean, I bet they probably wouldn't say, wait, is this illegal? They can drown? Of course they can drown. Like, that's water. They're dangerous. Dude, I remember going into something like this in the past. I went in something like that, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I did a wave pool when I was like really little.
Are wave pools like illegal nowadays? Which wouldn't surprise me.
Oh no.
Guests would swing on a 20-foot cable over a pool. This spring-fed pool was so cool that lifeguards would have to rescue guests that could not swim after the shock of the cold water. This was also a popular attraction for men to pull down their pants or women to pull up their tops for the line of people to see. The appropriately named Aqua Scoot gave guests a sled, with which they would slide down an assembly line-style roller coaster, hurtling them toward a shallow pool
like
that they would skip
87
across.
miles an
If the guest was
hour.
not in an ideal position, it would get caught under the water, sending the rider crashing forward. There were originally a pair of these slides, each 30 feet long, but a third slide was eventually added. The diving cliffs had 2 jumping bases, one 23 feet and the other 18 feet
There's
tall.
literally no one moderating this?
with the pool below being 16 feet. The pool was also for non-jumpers, some of which were unaware of the cliffs, which resulted in collisions. There was only one lifeguard on duty, who had to work extra hard to make sure that no one was at the bottom of the pool. The super speed water slides, also known as Geronimo Falls, were a pair of high-speed vertical water slides. One of them was steeper than the other, and both were
This reminds me of like what I'd expect a water park in the backrooms to look like, you know?
Near these was the safer Kamikaze.
Oh, I would
which
have
is a more
absolutely died here.
traditional-
Many.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Lena, if I had gone to this place, I would have died. I would have been having so much action fun, picking my own adventure, I would have died.
Tube slide. The kayak experience was pretty self-explanatory.
That looks like some epic Florida swamp water, bro. You fall in and you get eaten by old Greg the Gator.
Water
No
fans
way.
to simulate water rapids. This was dangerous, but that goes without saying at this point. A similar ride, the Roaring Rapids, allowed guests to ride in a one or two person raft down a similar river. The Surf Hill had riders slide down a multi-lane, multi-hill slide on the
That
mountain.
looks so
Riders could easily
dangerous.
cross over to the adjacent lanes and cause collisions.
That
And the
looks so
seventh hill, nicknamed the
dangerous.
Backbreaker, had an additional hump that would send riders flying, resulting in injury. The Colorado
Are you serious? I would have loved to go on that. I would have died, but I would have loved it. They named it the Backbreaker. When your entire personality is called like human mortality. Crazy.
Colorado River Ride was another raft ride, this time allowing up to 4 people, and it went through the wooded area of the park. At one point, the riders would come to a fork in the river and had to choose between 2 paths. The first path took guests under a waterfall and a series of tunnels. The second path included a waterfall and another fork, with one path being steeper than the other. The ride also included a foot-tall jump that would allow riders and their raft a short airtime. The Aerodonium was a skydiving simulator that caused injuries when guests would try to stop their falls with their arms. Waterworld also had a variety of other typical water.
There's a reason why if you want to go on an indoor skydiving simulator, you have to get like 20 minutes of training just to even approach it. There's a reason.
That were less notable.
Yeah, you have to learn how to fall properly because if you don't fall properly, you will just smack your face on the ground because you have to spread your arms wide enough that you can actually catch the air.
One in particular
So if you
that
have
has
no experience with it and you try to like reach down to touch the ground with your arms, the only thing you'll do is lower the amount of surface area you have, so then you have less wind resistance. So then you'll just hit the ground going full force, basically. So like, yeah, that's why they hurt their arms doing that. Wait, came with a 50 gifted
Giga
subs.
chat and chat.
Yeah, holy frick! Thank you so much.
yet to be mentioned.
Thank you.
This is the attraction that made Action Park the most infamous, the Cannonball Loop. A tubed water slide with a vertical loop, similar to that of a roller coaster. It was rumored that during the testing of the attraction, Mulvihill offered $100 to employees who were willing to try it. Test dummies apparently came out of the loop without their heads. When it was open, guests would be weighed, hosed down, and given a set of instructions to decrease the possibility of injury. A hatch was added to the top of the loop to assist stuck riders that could not make it all the way through the slide. Many guests that completed the loop would come out at the bottom, suffering from bloody noses or other injuries, either from hitting the top of the loop or the impact on the way down. The Cannonball Loop was indicative of a larger issue with Action Park, as many of the other attractions were poorly crafted by designers.
I'm not gonna lie, if I had the opportunity to do that ride right now, I would do that.
Why though? I don't understand.
That's
Is it
just
the
something
thrill
you
or
just gotta do. You have to be able to
would
say,
never.
I did that.
no?
Yep. I am Action Park's main demographic.
That were less than engineers, and most were designed to minimize cost rather than maximize safety.
If you're
The
tiny, you wouldn't make it. No, if you're big, you wouldn't make it.
rides became even more dangerous when paired with the fact that the park sold alcohol at many of the convenience stands, often to minors. There was even a microbrewery near Motorworld. Many of the guests visiting the inexpensive park came from low-income areas, and did not have the necessary swimming skills to navigate some of the attractions and pools. Action Park also heavily marketed to Spanish populations, but there were no translations or translators for the guests when they visited, so explaining safety instructions was virtually impossible.
Great.
You already know that Action
I don't
Park
speak
is the most
Americano.
Too
innovative
many
and
people,
exciting
bro.
rides.
Yeah, also
They needed
that.
to regulate how many people were allowed in at one given time.
They need to regulate who is making any decision over there.
Alpine slides, Grand Prix race cars, and spectacular water rides. But Action Park means more than just great rides. It means super live
Like
shows.
stuff like this is like this is like the documented evidence of like how unsafe the things people used to do for entertainment were. But like, can you imagine like over the course of human history, how many incredibly unsafe things people did, and they just, oh, if you die, they just accept it, you know, that was life. Like, oh man, he tripped and fell off the effing roller coaster. He's dead. Unlucky, you know? Like, there was no lawsuits, there was no thoughts. They were all getting asbestos and, like, eating corn or whatever the frick, you know?
It's definitely different now.
The standards
like, extremely different.
Yeah, like, it makes you just realize, like, throughout all of human history, like, we were effed. It's only been, like, the past, like, 50 years that we've actually had some sort of standards.
Yeah,
skill issue. Like, these water parks were literally Darwinism in action. Imagine everything else was Darwinism in action, too.
Scrumptious food and drink, including an authentic German brewery. Come to Action Park, because the rides aren't the only thing that's great. Labor Day Polish Festival, September 6th and 7th.
I kind of hate this.
Yeah, it's scary. It's
the majority
creepy.
of those employees were teenagers and were not equipped to handle the rowdy guests at the park. So on any given day, you could have an overcrowded water park filled with drunk teenagers that couldn't swim, riding shoddily built attractions supervised by teenagers that may or may not be able to communicate with them. It is no wonder what happened next.
Oh! Wait,
I
people
like this
died?
part. Yeah.
No way.
On July 8th, 1980, a male employee was riding the Alpine slide when his cart went off the track. He hit his head on a rock during the crash, killing him.
No
he was
way.
only 19.
No. Oh, God.
2 years later, on July 24th, 1982, a 15-year-old guest was overcome by the waves of the tidal wave pool and drowned.
Crazy.
On August 1st, a mere week later, a 27-year-old guest was riding the kayak experience when he was trying to re-enter his kayak after falling out. When doing this, he made contact with the live wiring that powered the underwater fans. The electrocution sent him into cardiac arrest, and he passed after being rushed to the hospital. 2 years later, in
They have little electric eels for wires underneath. You know when they say like, oh, don't touch the train tracks, don't touch the third wire? Like, what the frick?
1984, a guest died on the Tarzan swing after a heart attack, supposedly due to the unexpected shock from the cold water. That same year on August 27th, a 20-year-old drowned in the tidal wave pool. And on July 19th, 1987, another guest drowned there, giving it the nickname the Grave Pool. These deaths are tragic, and often overshadowed by the lunacy and legacy of Action Park. Interestingly enough, Action Park was able to avoid many lawsuits with these deaths and many other injuries, due in part to its reputation and also the lax regulations New Jersey had for amusement and water parks. Great American Recreation was even able to expand the Action Park brand to other parts of the country, opening Pocono Action Park in Tannersville, Pennsylvania in 1980, and Action Mountain in Pine Hill, New Jersey in 1984.
Action Mountain.
Oh my god, I don't miss this at all.
I love this. Dude, I feel nostalgia towards a time I wasn't even around for.
Swim through the black hole, spin and splash on our bumper boats, while the kids play in our fun.
I would have had the time of my life
cool
here.
In our huge swimming pool, or race around the Grand Prix track. Punch any of
Blaine, imagine you laugh, you lose, but every time you laugh, you have to ride one of these rides.
Action-packed rides at Action Mountain in Pine Hill, New Jersey. It's awesome.
Yes, no?
Pocono Action Park had many repeat attractions as Action Park,
thank you.
and was closed in 1991. Action Mountain ran into some financial difficulties with the IRS and the town it was located in, and was closed in 1986.
Laugh, you die? Oh my
so
god.
why did the original
Well, you might
Action
not
Park
die.
close? While Action Park and
it's a coin
Mulvihill
flip.
were able to avoid lawsuits with many of
Playing
the
like
accidents
Russian
and deaths,
roulette.
the two deaths in 1984 stemmed cases that rightfully plagued the park with a variety of legal problems. Mulvihill eventually pled guilty to 5 charges of insurance fraud. He and his associates claimed that the park
Are you telling me this park got taken out by insurance fraud?
saw over 1 million guests a year, and therefore the death toll was comparatively low. The local ER, on the other hand, said that they would have to treat 5 to 10 guests on some days. In response to the high amount of guests visiting the hospital, Action Park
Bro, okay, so like they had 7 deaths in whatever time period, but they had legit 5 people almost die a day. They had ambulances parked out front just to be like, bring out your dead, bring out your dead.
in New Jersey new ambulances. Despite all of these issues, the downfall of Action Park wouldn't come until 1996, and it was actually due to Great American Recreation's financial issues and not the park itself. On September 2nd, 1996, Action Park ended its final season, still with the hope that it would reopen the next year. However, Great American Recreation's bankruptcy made it impossible for Action Park to continue operations, so it didn't reopen. After this, the ski resort and Action Park were handed from investor to investor, undergoing renovations for 2 years before reopening in 1998 as Mountain Creek. Safety was a priority under this management, and a valiant effort was put forth to distance Mountain Creek from
Wait, did they like redo everything? This footage looks modern.
Park's reputation.
Wait, is this
However,
still open?
in 2010, Mountain Creek underwent a bankruptcy of its own, and the water park and ski resort was sold to the Mulvihill family. 2 years after this, in 2012, Eugene Mulvihill passed away, and his son Andrew Mulvihill took over ownership of the park. 2 years later, in 2014, Mountain Creek was rebranded back to Action Park. The park reopened many of its classic attractions
brought it back.
and started construction on new, terrifying ones. The Sky Caliber was another attempt.
Wait, 2014? Wait, is this place still? Can I go there?
Yeah.
360-degree
Action Park never dies. Isra, thank you, dude. No way.
Water slide, although it used technology to enhance safety. From my knowledge, is
I wanna go.
yet to open at the park, and there's almost no information on its status.
Chat,
the new
IRL
Action
stream.
Park tried to use nostalgia to draw guests back for 2
IRL
years
stream there.
before in 2016 it was renamed back to Mountain Creek in
Frick.
order to once again get away from the negative connotation of Action Park. Early this year it was announced that
going to
Johnny
Mountain
Knoxville
Creek.
would be producing, writing, and starring in a film inspired by Action Park.
Is that my legacy, chat? I want to go where the dude from Jackbutt is trying to make a movie. The literal dude who made Jackbutt is trying to record there. I'm telling you, chat. In an alternative lifetime, I would have been on the Jackbutt team. I swear.
But it was not shot on location.
Jack Donkey.
What?
Jack Anus.
I got it. I'm there.
Death is heartbreaking, especially in environments designed for happiness and joy. Despite 6 people losing their lives there, Action Park is not remembered for its death toll. It is remembered for and by the kids that grew up with it and survived it. It is seen as a place where the quote-unquote popular and brave teens hung out. The fact that it was referred to as Traction Park or Class Action Park doesn't matter, because its inherent danger is more of a fond memory to the majority of its visitors. The burns, bruises, and the fractured tibias were a rite of passage for its former guests.
Exactly!
You think you're cool because you survived a tame roller coaster at Disney in California or at Universal in Florida? Well, welcome to Vernon, New Jersey. Were you able
Chat, you gotta complete the effing Iron Man. Ride every single ride once without breaking a single bone or dying.
Survive Action Park?
Someone says, didn't Johnny Knoxville's eye...
What?
Oh my god.
What about Johnny?
Didn't Johnny Knoxville's eye pop out of his socket filming that movie?
Well, I don't know. Like which one?
We fact check that, chat. It did?
Wait, how? What do you do?
Oh.
How?
Fun.
Nice job.
Wait, she's gonna get a microphone.
Yeah.
She'll give us her.
Oh, look at her. It's like out of a movie.
This is good. Where is she?
Wait, so can I still go there?
What happened to her?
Greg, you need to go
Here
rescue
we go.
Anna.
Let's see. Just take a. Indeed.
Wait, so can I still go there, then, Lena?
Hey! First of all,
I don't do it.
nice bathing suit.
Yeah? Okay, where is
whoa,
nice
whoa.
bathing suit? That dude's such a creep.
What the? Why was that so gross?
That dude's such a
Never
creep.
mind.
Anna, you look great, and you handled that beautifully. I'm just trying to keep Greg in check.
Why are you so out of
I
breath?
hate him.
Chat, if you want to say someone's bathing suit looks nice, that implies you're either looking at their tits or their coochie. Like, what are you doing?
Don't even say anything.
Guys, I'm gonna go put some clothes on.
Hold on a second.
Oh my god, she's so uncomfortable.
So fast, Anna. Let's see.
Not so
Anna,
fast.
Let's see. This is in New Jersey, right?
Be nice.
Well, I just want to talk to her a little while.
Stop milking this shot.
I'm just wondering, Anna, how long did it take you, let's see, to drive?
To get undressed?
To drive. Yeah, well, we saw that.
This
How
woman's
long is
pissed
the
too.
trip? Oh,
Did he
wait
say we saw that? This dude's such a creep.
a second. Wait,
I think that's smart. Anna, go dry off. We'll see you in a little bit. What is wrong with you?
relax.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Anna.
Okay, I guess we're done. Don't be so frowning at me.
What
a
a
weird way-
Yikes, bro.
I
Relax.
I think
It's
I
just
blew up a
sexual
little bit.
harassment.
Oh my god.